Hey, Deb. I'm gonna turn this down. Probably like really loud. Hey, Deb. I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? Good to see you. What you been up to? Did you have a good Valentine's Day? I don't know if King Chow Chow's in here. He left that comment like 10 minutes ago. I was supposed to be live 10 minutes ago, but then I was late. It's just me and you. It's one-on-one. But you don't have to stay in here if you don't want. There more people will come in soon. How was your Valentine's Day, though? Do you got a special someone out there in Australia? I got a new microphone, Deb. See, does it sound good? My nephew is always critical from car accident, so not good, hun. Oh, dang. You told me that already, right? You told me something like that before. That's why you've been gone for a while. I'm sorry about that. So still not doing so good, huh? All right, I'll send my prayers and stuff. I don't really pray, but like I do, like, healing energy and positive vibes and stuff. I'm sorry to hear that. The Mexican G, what's cracking, playa? What's good with it? Are you just coming in to the shorts feed, bro? Is that where you're coming in from, or what? I never seen you before. Gotta do these the vertical one here. Get a little bit more people up in this mug. My husband of 40 years. We don't do Valentine's Day. Oh, you guys don't do, because you guys have been married for so long. 40 years. Congratulations on 40 years. Holy cow. That's a long time. Okay, so you're older then. Gotta be probably around 60, at least 60, right? If you're married for that long, congratulations. That's cool. My grandparents, before my grandfather just recently passed, there was like this competition at my cousin's wedding of who was married the longest, blah blah blah, and all these old couples up here, and we already knew that my grandparents were gonna win, and it was like this other couple was there, it was like 55 years, and then it got to my grandparents and it was like 73 years or whatever. It was like in the 70s though, 70 something years. Because my grandma now, she's the only grandparent I have left, and she's on my mom's side, and she's like 90. I don't even know how old she is. She's pushing 95, I think. So they were married a long time. Yo, what up, Wicked in the house? What up, dog? Honesty is the most important thing? I would say so. You know what I mean? I would say like it's like the foundation that a relationship's built on. You know what I mean? So that's why I think that it's important. It's like a fundamental pillar for building trust. You know what I mean? just being able to be authentic and genuine. It builds that trust, you know what I mean? So that you can be vulnerable with your person. Because if you can't trust your person because you think they're going to lie, then you can't be vulnerable. You know what I mean? Or there's other reasons too. Like, what if you think that they're going to judge you? If you think they're going to judge you, then that means you can't be honest with them either. So, but yeah, there's lots of reasons why I think that being honest is the best way. But it says white lies. I mean, is there ever a time that you should tell a white lie too? Yes, fighting hard. He's 21. Oh man, I'm sorry. Dang, that's crazy. So young. Sorry to hear that again. It's as important as trust. Yeah. Well, I mean, the reason that you would trust someone is because they're honest, though, right? So it kind of goes hand in hand. If somebody's never honest with you and you catch them in lies all the time, then you're not going to trust them anymore, right? And you're going to be like, oh, well, I don't think you're telling me the truth. And then like they say, oh, well, you never believe me anyways, right? And it's like, well, if you tell me the truth, maybe I'd believe you, because it's like this never-ending cycle then, where if people lie to you a lot, then you can't trust them, and then they don't want to tell you the truth anyways, because then you never believe them anyways, right? Because you can't trust them because they lie. They caught them in lies a bunch of times. So I'm subscribed to your other channel. Right on, the Mexican G. Appreciate you, big dog. You should subscribe to this channel, bro. Hey, which channel are you subscribed to? Because I have a lot of channels, man. So just so you know, if I'm assuming you're talking about the DMA channel, and I have another channel. It's called Denver Metro Audits 2.0, and that's where all my new audits are going to be, bro. So there's not going to be any more audits on that main channel over there, because that channel is shadow banned. So I kind of abandoned it. There'll still be like compilations and stuff on there, but nothing new. So the link is in, if you go to the DMA channel, the main one, and then you hit that, there's a little part up by my name. It says more. It's like the about section now. You just click more, and then has the links to all my other channels, and it's Denver Metro Audits 2.0. You should subscribe to that. You're welcome, Deb. Thank you for all your support and everything that you do for in the name of freedom. We appreciate you. Yo, what up, dog? Nah. What up? How you doing, man? I never seen you in here, bro. How'd you find me, bro? You in the shorts feed? Always record the police. I hear that. Nearly 60. See, I'm good. I got good intuition. Or I can just do basic math, arithmetic. My mom's going good? What's that mean? Is she doing well? Is that what you're asking me? She's doing pretty good. Yeah, I think she's doing well. Let's see. Honestly, I need to put my glasses on because I'm doing the vertical, so it's hard to read. Honestly, negotiation and allowing each other to be who each other person is. Yeah. That's true. Hold on. Give me 1 second. My food's going off. Guys, I always try to multitask. Hold on. I gotta just go flip my food. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Hopefully this will be. Okay, that'll be good. Okay. All right. So you said something important here. Negotiation and allowing each other to be who each person is. Yeah, that's important too. So like being able to just be, it's building trust, right? So, you know, when you allow your partner to feel secure and confident in the relationship, then it builds that trust. So you're not fearing that they're going to judge you if you tell them the truth, right? That's something that I've had to learn is, don't judge people, otherwise they're not going to, why would they tell you the truth? You want them to be honest with you, but if you're not going to tell them the truth, or if you're going to just judge them, then why would they want to be truthful with you? You know what I mean? So yep, can't have trust without honesty. That's true. Oh, right on, big dog. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I remember you. I've seen you around before, the Mexican G. Of course, I remember you. I don't know about on this channel or not, but DMA2, and this one, and Spiritual Channel. They're all fabulous. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate you. I also got the prank call channel too. I got 2 prank call channels. Don't forget those. What's up, JDuel3? Good to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you. A lot of new people in here today, which is, because I am doing the vertical stream, so it might be different, but if you're saying DMA by name, then you must know me. So thank you for coming in. Yeah, my mom's good. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I figured it out. I know I'm behind in the chat, but thank you for asking. Pretty Genius. Good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Just got visitors. Be safe. Be you. No one can break your spirit unless you let them break your spirit. Yeah, thank you, Deb. I remember seeing that comment. You're still in here. I remember seeing you said that on the 2.0 channel. I appreciate you. So have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, man, you don't know. Weren't you in the chat when we were talking about the Spiritual Channel? Me and Nick Anderson. We're doing that spiritual show. It's called Empirical Miracle, bro. You gotta check it out, man. It's, if you go to like the DMA channel, the about section, like I was saying, it's called More now. It's not like where like the community tab is and videos and live streams, all those tabs. It's not with that anymore. It's like above that, right next to my name. It says More, and then you just click that and it has all my links on it. Yo, what up, Q the Audit? It's creepy. Yeah, I thought I'd just do something different because we're talking about, relationship type stuff. So I thought maybe it'd be a good way to get more people in here. Maybe get some more subscribers and stuff so more people can see, because it goes, to more people than just the regs. Good to see you. I didn't see you yesterday. I know you can't be in every single stream, but I was live yesterday and you weren't there. It's the Valentine's Day one. I've been MIA from all channels. Work. Yeah, I know. I hear that. Sometimes people just have to take a hiatus. You know what I mean? They're gone for a while. It happens for sure. So I got my Hot Pocket, guys. So I'm going to be eating and actually, you know what? This ain't even really that hot. I'm going to throw it back in. Sorry, guys. There's only one person in here, but hold on. I got to throw this back in the oven. Okay. So it should be perfect now. I got 6 minutes left on the pizza rolls. I'm doing the, the bachelor dinner. I'm not really a cooker, dude. Like, I'm a heater upper. So that's all I do. It's a pizza. It's pizza rolls and pizza Hot Pocket. That's my favorite Hot Pocket pizza one. I gotta try some new stuff. I mean, I've had other ones, but I like the pizza ones, so I know they're good. I gotta try a different flavor though. All right on, dog. I just subscribed. I'll check it out. Kind of new to it all, so right on, dog. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dog. Oh, do I? I'm sorry, dude. Oh shoot! Hold on, let me put my. You guys probably can't even hear me. You say that every time you see me. I'm sorry, dude. J Duel 3. I do have a bad memory though. I do. So, but now that you say that, you do look familiar though. J Duel with the 6'9". It's not a 6'9". It's the yin and yang. So my bad, dude. Are you a man or a woman though? Because I'm saying dude, but I can't really tell, like, you know, from your name or from your picture. So, because I actually have a thing with doing that too. Because most of our in the auditing community, most of our audience is men. It's like 90% men usually. And so sometimes I'll call people dude and bro and stuff like that. And then come to find out they're a woman the whole time. I've done that a bunch of times. So I just want to make sure that I'm not misgendering you or whatever, you know. So what do you think, Wicked? What do you think about my audio, bro? Well, you were in the stream yesterday, so never mind. You know, I was listening to the stream. I watched it. I usually watch it after I'm done live. I'll just put it on the big screen on my TV and I'll watch it before bed. And I was listening to it, and like, it was, the audio on this microphone is so much better than that other one that I was using. The other one's not bad, but I mean, it's basically the same as the built-in one on my MacBook. This one is like really, really good. So yeah, so, you know, being honest in a relationship, you know, it builds trust. If you can just count on every single time I ask you something, it's just, I can take you to the bank. You're going to tell me the truth. You know what I mean? That's really like the foundation. You know what I mean? Because then that opens up more communication. So, you know, if you can be honest and you know that your person's honest, then that encourages dialogue between you two, where you can just express yourself freely and not be worried about being judged or that they're lying to you, you know, and then you can just be authentic, you know, and genuine without a fear of judgment. And then, you know, it promotes intimacy too. Like, it brings you guys closer together, because your partner is that's your ride or die, right? I mean, if you have no one else, if everyone turns their back on you, you can at least count on your partner, right? And so that creates more intimacy if you can really trust them, because, you know, like Wicked said, if they're honest, then you can trust them. So it kind of solidifies a deeper connection between you two, you know? So, you know, there's less room for like misinterpretations and confusion, you know, and it helps you to be constructive, you know, like if you have an argument, it's a constructive argument at least, you know, because it's honest, you know. So, hey, sorry guys, hold on, I gotta go. It'll only take me like 30 seconds. I gotta grab the food. Oh, it's going off. Okay, now we're in business. I'm not gonna eat that right away though, because it's gonna be super hot. Okay. Let's see here. Gotta finagle this thing. This is my new, see, like I have this one. It's cool because I got like different stands. I got this one because I'm just over the couch area, you know what I mean? So I've my like mic stand thing for this area, and then I got my other one over there for like the important ones. And I'm really doing something important. Okay, so let's catch up on these comments. Life under the microscope in the house. What up, dog? We say, dude, man, bro, my usual go-to. Did I say that? Dude, man, bro. That's funny. Oh, King Chow's in here. King Chow. What up, mate? Oh, yeah, okay. It's fine. We'll leave that on there. How long you been dating, bro? You said dating over the last 25 years. You didn't look that old when I saw you. Maybe you might be like 40 or something, but okay, hold on. I'm gonna change this song. Actually, let's cancel the music. No more music. Actually, you know, I could put something else. There's some other good songs on here. Let's do this song's cool. I started at 10, but consider my teens my start. Dang, 10. That was your first girlfriend, 10? I remember like 10, that was 5th grade, right? So around like 10 is when you start like liking girls. But I was so shy. Because, you know, I've always been, you know, not like a 10 or anything, but like girls have liked me. And they liked me even in like elementary school and stuff, but I was so shy that it would make me uncomfortable. So I didn't even really have a girlfriend until I was older. Yeah, I was still in high school. Actually, no, I had a girlfriend. Did I have a girlfriend in middle school? No, not really. Didn't even have a girlfriend in middle school. I was too shy. I don't know if I guys told you guys about the story, but in 8th grade, I was literally the most popular kid in the school. And I didn't even mean to be, because I got transferred from this school. It was the school that I was at. It was like a white school. And then I kept getting in trouble. So my mom transferred me out of that school because we lived over in that area and then we moved, but I stayed going to that school because all my friends were there. Then I kept getting in trouble. So she's like, that's it. I'm pulling you out of the school. You're going to the school that's in your district. But we lived in like this more, it was like it's a Latino type of neighborhood, right? School district. So like I'm Latino, and like Latina girls like Spanish guys more than they do like white guys. And like, you know, it's sort of a racial thing, you know, like if you're in a black neighborhood and you're black, you're going to get more looks than, I don't know about black. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they like white girls or whatever, but I know that for like Mexicans, Mexican women and Latino women, they prefer Latino men. That's what my experience. So anyways, all of a sudden now I went to this other middle school and, you know, all the girls there are Latina, and dude, like I just got so, everyone like just wanted me, dude. And I was like so nervous about it. It was not really, I mean, it was cool, but it was not a good thing because I was like so shy about girls. There's no way I could have a girlfriend in 8th grade, dude. I was too shy for that. It's like I didn't know what to do or anything. So yeah, I think so too, you know, a little music, you know, keep it on the low. Yo, what up? Brandon Mitchell in the house. What up, dog? Good to see you, bro. You got a girlfriend in preschool. She had a little fro. All right, man, you tripping, bro. You had no girlfriend in preschool. The expectation of gender roles have changed over the decades. It's almost impossible to find a woman that is okay with the traditional female gender role. That's true, man. It is. Well, what happens usually is the woman they want to have the gender role for like their man. Like they want the man to be the provider and protector and that kind of stuff. But they don't want like women today, not all women, I'm not saying every single woman, but it seems to be that women, they want like the leadership of the man, like they want to be the leader, right? And then they want to be able to be taken care of like a woman should be able to, and then they want like the responsibility of the child. Right? So like they don't want, I mean, because like even being like a stay-at-home wife, like if you're a stay-at-home mom, that's a hard job, dude. It is. I mean, it's not like you're just sitting there, because people say, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom. That's a full-time job, big time, dude. I mean, you got to get up, you got to get the kids ready, make them breakfast, right? Get them all ready for school, even if they take the bus, and they're off to the bus. And then if you're a good housewife, now you're cleaning the house, you're dusting, vacuuming, doing the laundry, maybe you're doing some prep for dinner that night, marinating some chicken or whatever, who knows? You know what I mean? Yeah, you can work on your own schedule, you take a break whenever you want, do whatever, but it's a full-time job, dude. It's a job, right? And then maybe you got to pick the kids up from school, or maybe, like I said, they take the bus, then you got to get them all set up, get them a snack, when they get home, right? Make sure they're doing their homework. And then you got to start dinner, you know what I mean? And then the husband comes home, you're cooking a big old dinner and you got dishes to do, you know what I mean? And then you got kids to like, got to go brush your teeth and get ready for bed and all that shit, dude. It's a full-time freaking job, dude. So it's not like they're not working, you know what I mean? So I definitely don't agree with that, but it's hard to find someone that wants to do that. You know what I mean? Because like the woman wants, because that's like the trade-off. Like if I'm paying all the bills and the provider and the protector, then you do all this stuff. But they want you to do all the providing and protecting, but then they also want you to like split everything else. Like, I got to split all this out, all my work. You got to split that too. They want that. And, I'm cool with splitting some of the work sometimes too, because, I don't have kids, but I mean, if I did have kids, I'm sure I would want to spend time with my kids. Maybe I'll put them to bed, a night or whatever. Like, maybe and even cooking too, it's fun to cook with your girlfriend or your wife. So, but it's true, man. Like gender role thing it's changed over the decades, bro, for sure. And it's only in the West though, dude. Like in the East, it's not like that. In the East, if you bring like your friends over or something like that, it like the women just automatically, hey, can I get you something to drink? You guys want some snacks? And they just bring stuff out for you. Like, here's some drinks. Like they just automatically do it. And it's like in their culture, and their job is to make their man look good. Cause like, if I like say, bring some friends over, and Sweet Tea just automatically, just like bring some drinks and like some snacks and stuff. I don't even have to ask her to do it. She just does it. Like, dude, that's making me look like a badass. Like she's making me look good. Right. Because a lot of those other guys, their wife probably doesn't do that. Right. Like, cause women don't do that anymore. In the 50s, they did for sure. But like, if she just automatically just does that, I don't even have to ask her. She's just making me look like she's giving me status. You know what I mean? Because women want men with status, but she would be giving me the status if she just did that, right? And, like if a woman does that for a man, that's how you keep a man, because it boosts his confidence. Unless he's just a tyrant and he doesn't know how to treat women. But if you do that for a man, he's gonna recognize that. A good man's gonna recognize that. Like, oh man, this woman's a keeper, dude. She boosts my confidence. She makes me feel good. That's how you get men to stay. Okay, let's change this. See what else we got. This one's cool. Let's see. Oh, hey, Jam's in here. Honestly, honesty is everything, like Monty says. If we can't speak freely, we're simply not free. Who's Monty? Honesty is everything, like Monty says. Who's Monty? I know a Monty, but I don't know if you know who that guy is. And that's true. If you can't speak freely, then you're not free. Like, here's the thing too. Like, if you're in like a tyrant, 'cause you know what the definition of tyrant is, right? A lot of people that follow this channel probably know. But the definition of tyrant is somebody who rules with cruel authority, right? So if you want to know who rules over you, recognize who you're not allowed to criticize, right? So if you have a tyrannical government, that would mean that you can't criticize them. I knew it. I thought, is that how you found me? I didn't know that. I didn't know you found me through Monograph. That's crazy, dude. That's cool. So that's the thing. Like, you got to be able to speak freely. So let's say you're in a relationship and you're too scared. You got to walk in on eggshells type relationship because you're scared. You know, it's going to be a big old fight and you just want to choose peace over, it's not worth the argument or whatever. They roll over you then. So men don't say if you just try to beat them into submission. Weird. Oh, so men don't stay if you just try to beat them into submission. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird, right? And same thing with women, right? Like, they're not going to stay if you just try to beat them into submission, right? This goes back to the non-aggression principle, right? Everything voluntary. Peaceful persuasion is always more effective than violence and coercion. Yo, Topher Live, what up, Jay? Good to see you, bro. I don't even know if I've seen you in this channel before. Maybe you've been in here before. He once called in his channel. Yeah, I called. Were you there? Were you in that live stream when I called into to Monograph? Is that how you found out about me when I was on the phone with him? I was on the phone with him for a while. And then Sweet Tea was there. Remember? I don't know if you were in that, but like, yeah. Oh, you once called in his channel and that's how I discovered. So yeah, you were. Yeah, and Sweet Tea was there. I was at Sweet Tea's house and I like woke her up. Remember, she was sleeping. I was like, hey, wake up. This is this guy. This is this guy. She has no clue who he is. And I was all excited. I was like, look, I'm on, because, you know, he knew Sweet Tea because he follows the DMA channel. So he knew who she was. And so, because he used to always call her Ice Tea. Oh, this guy, Christopher, he got Denver Metro audits, you know, he does all this stuff, fights for your rights and blah, blah, blah. And then he's with this girl, Ice Tea. So that's how I knew he knew him, because I used to always remember that. Oh, he goes to tell Sweet Tea. He calls you Ice Tea. But that's cool. I didn't even know that. Oh, you're single? You're single, bro? If you're married, never be allowed to have a truck, boat truck. I thought a good woman once, but when I told her I was done doing drugs, she bailed and have not seen her in 8 years. Now I just do friends with benefits or one-nighters. Dang, bro, for real? That's messed up. I mean, that's why, you know, getting into a relationship with someone who's into drugs, though, it's not really going to be a very reliable relationship, because, you know, they're going to bounce, bro. Like, that's all they're about. Because I've been there, man. I've done my fair share and hung out with people like that. That's how it goes, man. So I'm sorry to hear that, bro. But don't give up on love, you know what I mean? And be careful with the friends with benefits or one-nighters thing, because even for guys too, especially for women, but even with guys too, you still have to start developing soul ties. Women release more oxytocin than men, which is a pair bonding hormone. So like when you have sex with someone, you release oxytocin, and it bonds you to that person. So like women that sleep around a lot, you end up creating all this oxytocin, and you pair bond with all these people. You have all these soul ties with all these people you slept with, and then it fucks you up, and then you can't be in a serious relationship. They say that women that sleep with like over, what is it, after, I think it's like only like 5 men or something like that, 5 to 10, if their chances of being able to be in a long-term committed relationship drops down to 20%. It's like crazy. I've done a lot of research on this. So it's especially bad for women, but even for men too. You still release oxytocin too, just not as much. So be careful with that stuff, dude. Plus, you got diseases and all that. So make sure, condoms, all that kind of stuff. Men don't stay when their bank account gets drained. What do you mean men don't stay? Usually I would say the women won't stay. The women won't stay if your bank account gets drained. I don't really care about how much money she makes. Like, I really don't. If anything, it's like a bad thing. I'd rather make more money than her, and I'd rather be the breadwinner. I don't want, because girls that have careers and all that, then they're not going to align with someone like me anyways. If a woman is making a ton of money, she's not going to want to align with me, because women that make that kind of money, they don't want to align with somebody that makes less than them. They still need to get somebody that makes at least equal to them or more. That's how women are. And then it's just, like I said before, you guys been following this channel at all, women that are all about their career and shit, they're in their masculine energy. That's masculine energy. Goal oriented, assertive, right? A leader. That's masculine energy. And women can be in their masculine energy too. There can be women that are CEOs and managers and all that kind of stuff, but that's a masculine trait. So you're in your masculine energy if you're doing that type of thing, right? So like a man, if he's, like a teacher, or he's a social worker or something like that, maybe he's more in his feminine energy. Maybe he's more empathetic. It doesn't mean that you're gay or that you're not a man and you don't like sports or something. That's not what it means. It just means you're in your masculine energy. A lot of times people confuse energy with gender, or they confuse gender with energy, rather, right? And we all embody masculine and feminine energy. Oh, you remember that now? Sorry, I'm way behind in the chat. When I woke Sweet Tea up and like, hey, it's this guy that you have no clue who he is. I mean, I told her about him before, but she just like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. She didn't care. But I was like so excited because, when you call that number, you never get in. Have you ever called him? You never get in. Let's see. Yeah, I got what you're saying. Oh, you're single, dog? Cool, man. I didn't know that. Single. Oh, I know. Isn't that sad? Because that's how it was with my childhood, dude. My dad, my biological father. Like everyone came second to his drugs. Like he ruined it, like everything, dude. He ruined his marriage, his relationship with his kids, the whole thing, man. Down the shitter because he just wanted to be a drug addict, dude. And I understand because I've done my experimentation too, but it's just sad to see, man. I don't understand though. It doesn't justify it though. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's totally cool to just, neglect your family and ruin your family because of it. But yes, the soul ties. Oh, let me change this. Change the song. Can't be doing too much of the same. Yeah, I guess, charging portals, we need to plug into one another. When there is emotion and something rising up within us, we put it out to them. Yeah, I mean, energy, when you're doing that, you're becoming like one with that person. You know what I mean? And so, like, as older I get, I just think like, oh man, I just so don't want to like have sex with a bunch of people like when I was younger and stuff. It's so stupid, dude. It really is when you get older. Like, just find one person. Like, if I could start over, I would if I like lived a new life, not start over, but if I lived a new life and I could keep all my knowledge when I got reincarnated, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, let's like sleep with as many women as I can or something, you know? Like I just find like the best woman that I could and like just settle down with her. For men and women, dude. Like it's not good for women to sleep with a bunch of dudes, and I don't think the same for men to sleep with a bunch of women. You know, even though biologically, like if you think of it physically, it's that's why men don't create those soul ties as much. That's why they don't release as much oxytocin, because to ensure the survival of the species, he's supposed to spread his seed wide, right? When during like, because like I've said a bunch of times before, but you know, 99% of the human population or the human existence has been in 50 to 100 people tribes, where you're just barely surviving, like on the brink of extinction. So it's hardwired into our brains for the men to just spread their seed. Nowadays, that's not true. So it's going to take another 100,000 years before we can evolve to not be that way, right? Maybe I'm sure things will be way different, but that's why. But still, like in 100,000 years, it will be different. And so, like, we're not evolved for that yet, but yeah, women drain men's accounts. Yep, they can. I've never really known a woman to drain, or for a man to drain a woman's account. You know what I mean? Like, you know, men are just like, you know, kind of suckers, dude. Like you just want to take care of them. Oh, okay. There's been famous women who have been with men to little to no money, who emotionally supported them in their careers. Janet Jackson comes to mind. I didn't know that about Janet Jackson, but that's what makes a good woman, because most women, they start settling down in their 20s, right? Like that's when you meet someone. And like the thing with women is when they're settling down with someone in their 20s, like while they're in their prime, because a woman is in her prime, like in her early to mid 20s. And so that's where she can attract the best possible man she can. But she's a lot of times going to align herself with a man based on his potential, because men don't hit their prime till like 30, 40, maybe even 50, because men have to work to get their value, right? Women are just, their looks give them the value. Men look for replication value, just health indicators, youth indicators, something pretty that he can pass his genes down to. It's hardwired into our brains. That's why you see a guy that's dating some, you know, 24-year-old supermodel, but she's a complete moron because he's dating her just for her looks. It's hardwired into our brains to keep the species alive and strong, right? But women, they look for survival value. They may say they want some guy that's super hot and buff, but what she says she wants and what she responds to are two different things. So she wants somebody that's a leader of men, protector of loved ones. In today's standards, it'd be money. You know, if you have money, it ensures the survival of her and her offspring. So, so being able to do that. So my point was, get back to my point. Women, they're going to align themselves while they're in their prime, not with maybe somebody who's already in their prime and they're 40 years old and they have all this stuff, but somebody who has the potential to be that, right? Because they want maybe they don't want a guy that's 40, which a lot of women do in their 20s. They'll date some older guy too, but maybe they want, you know, just a guy that's a couple years older than her. You know, and she's known him for a while. And so she's going to align with him because of his potential to provide and to be this leader and protector, right? So, oh man, he's going to college, you know, he's got all these good ideas, he's smart, right? So that's the best woman though, right? When you have someone that's a good support, that's feminine energy right there. That's feminine energy, that encouraging, emotionally supportive, right? I talk about masculine and feminine energy. That's the best energy. That's like what men are attracted to. Men are attracted to feminine energy. So men are not attracted, like I am not attracted to a man who's in her masculine energy. She's a boss bitch and You know, she's got a great career and shit, dude. That's just not attractive to me, dude. And I'm sure there's a lot of other men that agree with me. The feminine energy, like you're talking about, like that Janet Jackson, which I didn't know about, but women who are emotionally supportive of their careers, right? They're their best cheerleader. Those are the best women ever. Like a woman that can, because a woman, I made a video on this, it was a static video on this channel. Like a woman that is supportive like that and like trusts in your leadership makes you even better. Like if you're already good by yourself single, but then you meet some woman who just puts you on a pedestal, she thinks that you're the best and she trusts in your leadership, right? And you can see it and feel it, like that makes you even more confident. Like now you can just take on the world. Seriously. So don't take advantage of that. Don't take that. If you find a woman like that, do not take it for granted. Because you take it for granted, you might lose it, dude. And then it's, you know, even if you try to get it back, then it's going to be hard. It's hard to get that back. You can just get it back. Oh yeah. Now we're talking credit. Yeah, it's true. I got good credit, luckily. Same with debt too. I mean, debt goes the same. Okay, let's see. Let's read this. My ex owes me over $15,000 in credit card debt from when we were together. He believes that since the debt was in my name, he has no responsibility, which legally is true, but not morally. So clearly you guys weren't married then, right? Because if you were married, then he would have to pay that debt. He inherits that debt from you. So you're saying that you weren't married, and let me just clarify. So you were not married, but you accumulated $15,000 in credit card debt, and now he should have to pay for half that? You're gonna have to give me some more clarifying on that, because based on face value, I do not agree with that. But maybe you're saying that as a couple, maybe you weren't married, but as a couple you lived together and like accumulated debt, but it was in your credit card, not his. So now he's just saying that it's a wrap, even though like I can see that, I can understand that. Oh, that's true. But that's the thing, is because a lot of women, when they're in their prime, in their 20s, they're in their prime, right? They're in their sexual peak, right? The most attractive they'll ever be. So they can get the most men they can. But so they just think, especially if you're really beautiful, they'll be like, oh, I'm just some bad bitch, dude. I don't want to settle down. Like they're just going to play the field and be a little floozy for a while. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Like, oh, this guy's hot and he's like buff and shit. He's got like a banging body and like, you know, he's tall or whatever. They're just going to like sleep around and shit. And they're fuck boys, like you said, right? That's why they do that. They're not like men that they would want to settle down with, but they're just, you know, they're being a hoe in their 20s or whatever. And then what happens is, you know, when you start getting in your 30s and 40s, like now you're losing your value. Like, you know, you're not in your peak anymore. Like a man, when he's 18, he's at the bottom of the barrel. He's got to work to build this status, right? Women just have it. They're born with it. So, you know, men typically, not me, because, you know, I don't want kids. And, you know, I'm already old too. I may look young, but I'm not. But like men, typically, they want to settle down with someone that they can have kids with, right? That's the thing. I want to marry you and have some kids, you know? But, you know, if you're already in your 30s now, 35, like after 35, your eggs start getting not so good. You know what I mean? Like there's more chance you're going to have a kid with Down syndrome, stuff like that. So your value goes down. So these women, their 20s, they're having sex with these fuck boys, like you're saying, and then they get knocked up, right, by some idiot, and then, you know, then they're all pissed off, and, you know, he's a loser because he doesn't want to support his kids. And it's like, well, yeah, you're the one that chose to be a hoe and reproduce with some guy because you're irresponsible, you know, some douchebag guy. You know what I mean? And then now you're all upset because he's not there. I mean, come on, dude. That's why women, like I said, talk about like travel times. It's hardwired into their brain not to sleep around. Men are to sleep around because, you know, spread their seed, ensure the survival of the species. But women, they're hardwired not to do that because there's more consequences, right? And what if they get knocked up and some dude leaves? Now you're stuck with this baby by yourself. That's why women are hardwired not to sleep around. It's like this thing in them that says, maybe I shouldn't do this. Okay, yeah, so men, dude. Yeah, sure. I mean, this is not one size fits all, for sure. It's the general. You're right, there are women with feminine energy. And I think Janet Jackson does have feminine energy, and that's why she liked a man to support her no matter what was in his wallet or not in his wallet. Okay, cool. And like a lot of times women, even if you are in your feminine energy though, they're still going to want a man to provide though. But again, I mean, she obviously has her own money, so that wasn't important to her, but she was still in her feminine energy, so she was able to just support him. That's good. I used to have my credit score used to be like 780, and now it's down, bro, because I ended up getting more in debt. Damn women, like we're talking about. Just kidding. But it's down to like 720, 740. It's still good. It's not like bad or anything. I don't know what you mean. Ex isn't legally married? I don't know what you mean. What's up, Joseph? I've never seen you in here before. Oh, you're talking about Q the audit? The credit card is in your name only, and the debt, if the credit card is in your name only, the debt is yours. You have to sue him in small claims court, and you might get him to pay you $7,500, but you need preponderance of the evidence. Okay, didn't know that. So yeah, I feel like a debt that you accumulated together as a couple, but you weren't technically married. You know what I mean? Not married, but we lived together for 5 years. We collectively accumulated $30,000 in debt. When we broke up, he decided he held no responsibility. I think he should pay half. Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. That's what I was saying, because I wasn't quite sure. So that's pretty much what I thought. So yeah, in that situation, like if you guys were like acting as though you're married and you guys both collected the debt, like it wasn't just you like, going out and buying a bunch of shit for yourself. Like it was stuff like, oh, say we needed an upgrade on the house or something, right? That we both live in, and you put it in your credit card. And so it was accumulated debt for both of you. Then yeah, morally he should pay for half. Yeah, that's true. It's just the way human beings are, dude. I don't know. Usually when there's a breakup, you're breaking up for a reason. You don't like the other person anymore. So you can't expect him to just want to like all of a sudden give you $7,500. You know what I mean? He's probably like, fuck you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you did some messed up stuff, but even when the breakup is, even if it's mostly the other person's fault, you know what I mean? Like if it's a bad breakup, they still don't like you. They think it's your fault. You know what I mean? And if he has no reputable income, it is hard to garnish wages. My legally married ex-wife ran up my credit cards, my name only, but the El Paso court ruled I had to pay it all in 1996. El Paso, like El Paso, Texas. Is that where you're from? Yeah. Yeah, be careful with that, dude. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard, dude. Sometimes, maybe you don't have it like that, dude. And you got good credit, so you're throwing it on your credit cards, and then I paid off the debt, and he said he would pay half. It hasn't so far. I wouldn't be holding your breath. You know what I mean? Women want to be protected no matter what, and that doesn't always mean money. We also want to feel emotionally protected. That's why you see famous women dating men with no money sometimes. Yeah, and I'm learning that too also as I go. Sometimes they want to be emotionally protected, right? They want to make sure they can trust you, that you're not going to do something that's going to betray their trust. You know what I mean? I get that. But they also want to be physically protected too. Like that's a thing too, is like I was saying earlier, that women, they want to be provided for, and but they also want to split all the rest of the duties. Like, if there's They want the man to take out the trash and shovel the snow and, like, do all this other stuff, but, like, they also want them to split the laundry and, like, split the dishes and all that shit too, split the cleaning. It's like, dude, why am I doing all the man jobs and half your jobs too, or most your jobs? You know what I mean? Like, that's not fair either. But that's what I was saying. Like, sometimes women, they don't want to do their job, right? But they expect you still to do your job. Like, if somebody breaks into the house, can I just be like, oh, you know what? I don't feel like checking that out. You know what I mean? Like, no, dude, I can't. Like, I'm expected. No one would be okay. No one in society could be okay with the man saying, no, babe, you go check it out. Someone's breaking in, right? Like, no, dude, he has to. Like, I fucking have to do that. Right? So maybe you should have to do some stuff too. You know what I mean? Because women want to just not have to do their stuff. Not all, you know what I'm saying? But like, me and Wicked were talking about, like, the women aren't the same as they used to be with the gender role stuff. So if a woman has money, they don't need money. They need someone who can emotionally protect them. Okay. I mean, I can, in theory, agree with that, but I think that women that have money, I think all women want someone that will emotionally protect them, but it's rare to find a woman who has money who is willing to date a guy who's a bum and works at McDonald's or something, right? As long as he emotionally protects her, right? See, that's what men do. Men can make all the money and date a bum McDonald's worker as long as she emotionally protects him, as long as she emotionally supports him and is a good cheerleader and is encouraging and in that feminine energy, he will still date her. Men date down. It's very rare you're going to find a woman, except for the Janet Jackson example. But again, this isn't the exception. This is the rule, right? So most women who have a good career, they're not going to want to date some guy that works at McDonald's, dude, just because he emotionally supports her. She's going to want somebody that makes at least as much as her or more, or at least he has some ambition to do something. There's a lot of women, they're not as ambitious, dude. Like, they don't want to. That's like I said before. It's why most doctors are men and most nurses are women. They're same career, same field, but the women don't want to go through all the extra work that it takes to become the doctor, right? That's a very cut and dry example of the difference between ambition in men and women. Nurses are dominated by women. Doctors are dominated by men, right? Very clear. And that's not a diss. So women in here are getting all hurt about that comment. And you know what? I'm not saying that men are better than women or anything else. This is just facts. Men are more ambitious. They're more willing to work overtime. And some women are willing to work overtime, but a lot of women don't want to work overtime. They don't want to do hard jobs. They don't want to, do a lot of stuff that men do. El Paso County, Colorado, and Colorado Springs. Right on, dude. So have you seen my videos? Dude, I got a bunch of El Paso videos, man. In Colorado Springs, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me play a different song. Let's go. That one's too serious. Let's do this one. No. Let's do this one. Okay. Let's see here. See, we got a pretty good chat here. Get dogs. That's true. After spending too much time with YouTube while dealing with cancer, I think we should all just be happy we get out of a relationship alive. Yeah. I mean, relationships are one of those things. It's like, you can't live with them. You can't live without them type thing. It's like a love-hate relationship, dude. It's crazy. It's hard, man. It's like one of the lessons that you have to learn in life is how to be able to balance that, that whole situation. Sorry, guys, my food's cold already. Gotta eat something. I'm pretty hungry right now. That's funny. He has to check if there's a murder in the house, and I have to make sandwiches. I mean, it's funny, but it's true, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, exactly the point that I was making. If you say, hey, babe, can you make me a sandwich? Make your own goddamn sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, some women, not all, but some women are like that, dude. They don't want to do shit. They complain about asking to make a sandwich or something. But then what if, like, someone breaks in and I'm just like, go check that shit out yourself. I don't want to go fucking check out the robber come breaking into our house. Like, she'd be fucking all up in arms. Like, she'd break up with you after that if that really happened in real life, right? So do I get to break up with you because you're not going to make me a sandwich? Like, it's I can understand one's more important than the other, but it's the same thing though. It's like the gender role, right? Like, I have to do, but it could go both ways. So like, I have to do something that's way dangerous. Like, I have to do this extremely dangerous thing to protect you, right? Put my life on the line, and I'm asking you to fucking make me a sandwich. I'm not asking you to put your life on the line, right? I'm 51 years old and married, but I work with 85% women in all ages, of all ages. Interesting to hear what the ladies under 35 want. Much different than ladies my age. They tell me everything. Oh, really? Okay. What's up, Joseph? I haven't seen you in here before. What do you do? Like, what's your career? I'm interested to hear what like ladies under 35 want too, in difference between women your age. So let me know. Oh, see. I get all the overtime I want because the ladies don't want it. See? But they complain I get the biggest paychecks. Yes, I've seen your videos. I was a cop from 1998 to 2021. You're a true journalist. Wow. Thank you, man. Dude, I always think like when I get a compliment from someone who is an ex-police officer, that means so much more. I mean, all of the compliments mean a lot, but when I get one from somebody like you, bro, it really hits hard, bro, because I get so discouraged, man, from all the trolls and like all the police and everyone like thinking that I'm just here to start a conflict and all that stuff. Because I know my heart, dude. I know why I'm doing this, right? And most people don't get it, man. They just don't, or they're part of that blue brotherhood. You know what I mean? So I get discouraged sometimes, and it's like, dude, I start questioning myself. Like, am I even doing the right? Like, am I an asshole? Like they all say. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude, maybe I am just a piece of crap, dude. And then I get comments like that. And it's like from an actual police officer who gets it, man. So I appreciate that, Joseph. Thank you. That's true, man. My child may not be able to make me a sandwich, but they never complain and always grateful to see me. That's true, man. Like, you know, when you come home, I literally was gone for what, like, or before I did the stream, I was gone for like 20 minutes. I went just down the road. I come back, my dogs are jumping all over like I was gone all day, dude. And, you know, I'll play with them for a little bit. I'm busy, you know, sometimes I feel bad because I don't spend as much time with them as I should. But that's the thing about dogs is like they'll love you no matter what, dude. Like they say dogs are loyal. They will love you no matter what, man. Dog, you know what you should do? You want to know the secret to be a good person? Be the person your dog thinks you are. That's how you do it, man. Your dog puts you on a pedestal. They think you are the best thing ever. Be that person in real life to other humans. I drive a school bus now. Ladies under 35 want a conservative man, but they can't find one. Lack of masculinity is a thing in younger generations. Yes. No, police must be held accountable by the public. Cool. So you're my kind of guy. You say a lot of things that resonate with me. Ladies under 35 want a conservative man, but they can't find one. A lack of masculinity is a thing in younger generations. You know why it's a thing, bro? It's because the government incentivizes women being a boss bitch. You don't need no man and stuff like that. Because what does that do? It creates what we have now, which is like half of marriages end up in divorce, right? And the majority of those divorces, the women initiate the divorce. The men don't initiate them. Even in breakups, the women initiate breakups. Why? Because that's they want. When you have a broken family, it's easier to control the population. When you have a bunch of beta ass bitch men, you know, who lack masculinity, it's easier to control them, right? You know, you might say it's a conspiracy, but it is. It's easier to control the population when they're like that. When you have broken families, when you have a broken family, then the kids end up becoming juvenile delinquents. Or at least they're more likely to be juvenile delinquents. They're getting in trouble. They're easier to control. You don't want people to be, you know, too many assertive, you know, boss people who, you know, have their head together, their shit together, right? So that's what you do. You break up the families, and then you put fluoride in the water, which lowers your testosterone levels. You know, you put all the chemicals in the plastic that everyone eats out of, right? So it lowers your testosterone. You know that testosterone is like one of the most widely prescribed medications in the United States for men. Testosterone levels are plummeting, dude. And it's not, why would that be? It's because of something that men are doing, right? It's something that it's man created. It's not like all of a sudden now we're just testosterone just going down. It's evolutionary. No, dude. It's by design, man. They want that. They want you to just be docile and just go with the flow. Just give up your guns. Don't be like your grandfather was. You know what I mean? Don't be like, you know, the founders of this country were. Just go be docile. You know what I mean? You don't need a lot of testosterone. Just kind of go with the flow, bro. So yeah, there's no masculinity. I mean, if you look at, I'm not like the most masculine man ever, but I mean, I think I'm masculine. I know some people don't think I am, and I do embody more feminine energy than other men, because I am empathetic, and you know, I do have my spiritual side to me too, but I am masculine, dude. I am. Like, I understand it. And I don't think that, I think that the way that men are going today, dude, it's the men today are leading us right into slavery. Who was it that said, strong men make easy times, and then easy times make weak men, and then weak men make hard times, and then hard times make strong men. It's like this cycle, right? Like right now we're in the weak men part. Weak men make hard times, right? And then it's about to be hard times make strong men again. Like we're right on the cusp of something crazy happening, and then it would be strong men again. We're back to the founders. You know what I mean? in general, but like not always. Like they age a little bit slower in the beginning, and then towards the end they start aging faster. So like overall it's about 7 times more, but not always. It depends on the breed too. I cook my dog steaks too. They eat everything I eat, dude. Like I cook for my dogs. Yeah, DMA 2.0 dropped one. Oh, was it the main channel? I don't even know. My social media manager handles all the main DMA channel anymore. I don't even mess with it, dude. He drops videos at night too, like this. I told him, like, dude, don't drop them at night, because he lives in Pakistan. But he does all the edits on those. He does everything. I told you, man. I don't even. I mean, I'll check the videos. I don't even watch them all the time just to see. I'm like, I don't even want to watch this because it's an old video, and like some of those older videos that he redoes are kind of cringe. I'm like, I don't even like that. I'm so much better now than I was back then. I don't even want to watch that. But I just let him do whatever he wants. But as you know, bro, like the 2.0 channel is where all the new stuff is. Yo, what up, Ben? Good to see you, dog. You got work, dude? You on break? Starting with President Johnson, you see the federal and state governments shrinking the 2-parent middle class households. Okay, I didn't really know about that's where it started with Johnson. Is that where it started? Yep. I didn't know that, but it definitely is happening. Oh, right on. You're not working tonight. There's bad storm, so I stayed home. Oh man, what were we just talking about? There's no more masculine energy here. I'm just kidding, Ben. But that's an example, though. Got to stay home because it was a bad storm. No, men go to work. Just kidding, dude. Just giving you crap, dude. Yes, that's what I mean. Cue the audit. The genetically modified food also is lowering the testosterone and stuff, and it's not only lowering the testosterone in men and boys, but it's increasing the estrogen in men and boys too. So like that's why girls are hitting puberty way faster, because girls always hit puberty faster than boys anyways, but like sometimes girls nowadays, like they're hitting puberty like super early, dude, like 8 to 10 years old, and that's like super early. Like I think normal is like 10 could be considered normal, but that's still early. Like 10 to 12 I think is normal for girls, but like 8, dude, that's crazy, man, because all the hormones, all the estrogen that is in the milk and all the yogurt and cheese and everything, you know what I mean? And the estrogen is also making the boys more feminine too, you know what I mean? Well, let me change this song. Too much of the sing song here. Go man down, man down. My dogs are 10 years old. I don't know what that means. Before we owned them, they bit me in my cop uniform. Neighbors gave them up when they killed a chicken. Oh, dang. Oh, that's the name of the breed, the Lhasa Apsos. Is that what you're talking about? The breed? Dang, they killed a chicken, bro. That's like what dogs do, though. They kill chicken. Dude, my dog, Minnie, if you know Minnie, I don't want to like disturb her. She's sleeping, but anyways, she's like 4 pounds, dude. She's a Morkie. It's a Maltese and a Yorkie, but like she's super cute, like foo-foo dog. But like Sweet Tea always says, she still does dog stuff though. Like she still likes to hunt squirrels and all that. And so like that's what dogs do. They're more like, what's the word? Not animalistic, but not predatorial. It's like is it instinctual, or what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, so it is a dog. Okay, yeah. It's cool. I don't know what that is. Oh, so they're smaller dogs, but they have big barks. They're not maybe small dogs, but they're not as big as their bark sounds. Yeah, the food is an issue, bro. Wicked Wembley does not have any issue with testosterone, bro. I know he's putting up heavy weights, and I haven't been working out, bro. Like I'm going tomorrow, dude, and I'm hitting legs hard, bro, and dude, I am on a freaking mission, dude. By the time summer comes, dude, I'm gonna be freaking jacked, bro. Like I've already put it in my mind. I'm going to be fucking huge. I'm going to be a monster, bro. I decided, dude. I'm not messing around, dude. I swear. I'm going to be so big and jacked, dude. I'm taking it seriously, man. I got like this motivation. I'm just pissed. I'm pissed about it right now. I'm like pissed off. I'm not going to be small anymore. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. See, there you go. So you are masculine then. You tried to go, but you had bald tires. You can make it up the hill. Okay, cool, man. I was caring anyways, though, dude. Oh, shoot. You saw that video? A lot of people hate that video. That was literally like my second or third video ever on the DMA channels, that dog park one. It got a lot of views. Like a lot of people like it. It's been showcased. I didn't get a ton of views, but it was when I very first started my channel, you know, so of course I wasn't going to get that many views back then, but it's been showcased a whole bunch by a bunch of people, and it's got like these mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people can't stand it. They're like, oh, you're just getting in that park ranger's face like the cops do. But like I wasn't doing that. Like I was at least 4 feet away from her. She just had this thing that I couldn't be within 6 feet of her. but I was never like right on her and shit like that. I was like within 4 feet. I think that's reasonable. You know what I mean? It's not like I was right in her face. Because she was just trying to tell me that I can't get close to her. It's a law that I'm not allowed to get close to her. I'm like, that's not a law. What are you talking about, dude? So people just don't. A lot of people, even in this own community, that they don't know how to like think for themselves. They're not very smart. I don't think I'm very smart. I know my IQ. I'm pretty much average, but like people just are not very smart. They're dumb. Like, dude, how can you see that video and think, God, I'm getting right in her face like the cops do? Like, that's not what I was doing at all. But she does like to get me tickets in the park. Yes. I didn't get a ticket though. She didn't give me a ticket. So what happened, a lot of people don't know the end of that video is I just stopped recording and then I just left. She was calling the police. I didn't want to get a ticket. So I just freaking packed I even told her, I was like, I'm going to leave, but I'm leaving right now. And that was it. I packed the dogs up and we left. I don't know if she called the cops or not, but she said she was going to. I'm recording live, Caddy. Good to see you, bro. Primal. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, primal. Like dogs are very primal. You know what I mean? Thank you. I knew that I'd get a primal answer from someone who's very primal. Oh, 20 pounds? Okay. Males and brothers? Okay, cool. All right, man. Taking a dab hit and going to bed. Oh, wait, hold on. What the fuck happened? Oh, sorry. I'm getting the wrong things. Okay, take a dab hit and go to bed. All right, Ben. Peace, dog. Then I'll play yours, though, again, too. You ever talk to Lana from the J-Town Press? Yeah, I talked to her. Not like very often or anything. Like, we're not like friends like that. I like her, but she works with someone that I'm not really too fond of, so I don't really talk to her that much. But I mean, I like her, and I guess I like her. I mean, I have videos with her. I got a bunch of videos. I might have actually made a couple of them private because they didn't do too well, but I should actually make them unlisted and leave them on my playlist is what I need to do. But I have a playlist, I think, called J-Town Press, so go check them out. So, yeah, I love Lana, dude. She's awesome. I mean, dude, she came out to Colorado, dude, and she like got all wasted, and I had to like hold her hair because she was like throwing up and shit. And I don't even know how she got that drunk, dude, because I mean, she's not like a lightweight. Like she drinks, she likes to drink. What the heck happened? What did we? Oh, we got this beer. It was like this strong ass microbrew or something, dude. And she got like lit, dude. I know you're kidding, but I literally had my wife and son out there pushing the car as I was trying to get out of my driveway because for some reason my plow guy didn't come yet. Right on, dude. Yeah, no, that's funny, dude. That actually just goes like, that's like a touche moment actually, because now you're just proving to me how masculine you really are. If that's a thing, dude, guys, like that is true though. Like guys will like do everything in their power to get to work. Women will use that as an excuse though. We're talking about ambition between men and women. Right? I mean, oh, it's too snowy out. I can't get out. That's a feminine trait, dude. That's feminine energy. Man will be like, nah, fuck that, dude. I'll do whatever the fuck I have to get to work, bro. If you're a real man and you're just like, you know, trying to use it as an excuse, like you don't care. Oh, let me change this music again. Let's see. Let's go something good that I know. Try this one. If dogs are considered property in Colorado, how can the government cite you for them doing anything? I was never a fan of animal codes and parking violations. Right on, dude. Joseph, I'm glad that you think that way, man. Because I'm a huge advocate against any type of parking violation or animal code or any code, right? I don't know how long you've been following my channel, but I believe in the non-aggression principle. I'm a libertarian, so I believe that the only time force is necessary is if somebody else initiates force on you. So if I have my dog not on a leash in a park. I understand the risk of that, and I'm taking those on my own. You know, some other dog, some people like, oh, well, it's not. This other dog could attack your dog because my dog's only 4 pounds and she was a puppy then. She's like 2 pounds, right? So some other dog could hurt your dog. Yeah, I get that, and that's a risk I'm willing to take. We were literally the only ones in the entire park. It was me and Minnie. The entire park is a big ass park, completely vacant. So I'm gonna make my own judgment, my own decision. Right? I'm gonna calibrate the situation and be like, okay, I think I can have my little 2-pound dog here, puppy, off a leash, and I can protect her. Now, if there was a whole bunch of German shepherds and pit bulls running around, like maybe I probably wouldn't do that, right? So, anyways, I believe that if you commit a crime or any type of traffic infraction or any code violation or anything like that doesn't have a victim, that means that you are the victim and government is the aggressor. So I appreciate you, Joseph, now, but like, you got to understand, and I've said this before, man, that there's no such thing as a good cop, because even cops that have the same mindset as you still, like, you may not agree with those, but how many tickets did you write? Like, for like somebody didn't stop at a stop sign. Like, when you became a police officer, did you start out as like, doing investigations for real crimes and shit? Or did you start out in the traffic unit, dude? Like, pulling people over for speeding with your radar gun and shit, like, right? I mean, you probably did that, right? So that's why I say there's no such thing as a good cop, because like Detective Matt Thornton, I wouldn't say he's a good friend of mine because I didn't really talk to him like that, but I mean, we like each other. I've given him shout outs in my videos. He's giving me shout outs in his. He's a good cop, man. I like him because he thinks like you do, but he didn't start out as Detective Matt Thornton though, right? He didn't start out, solving real crimes. He even says, I'm against, same stuff you're saying, but like he gets to do that now because he's actually solving real crimes. He's a detective. But like, he didn't start out that way, man. Like, they all start out literally just stealing money from people or locking them in cages for like not hurting anyone. That's the problem with government. And then there's too many police officers who are just willing to just follow orders without question because somebody's paying you to do it. Like, if enough people say that it's okay to pull someone over and then by force, or at least the threat of force, steal money from them, it's okay for me to do that because these people that are higher up than me are telling me that it's okay and they pay me, right? So it's like this brainwashing. People are sheep. They can't think for themselves. But like, dude, isn't this immoral? Like, what am I doing? How am I like making people safer? Like these cops that like pull you over because they're bored because they're in like a nice neighborhood. So there's not really that much crime. So they literally pull you over because your windshield's cracked and they fucking write you a ticket for it, dude. Like, how do you sleep at night, bro, by doing that? I'm like, oh man, and they use that. I've had, they use that as an excuse. Let me check everyone's ID in here and like run everyone for warrants. Like, dude, that shit is so immoral, man. I don't know how much of that you've done in your career, bro, but I'm assuming you've at least done a little bit of it. Yeah, man. Parking ticket for expired plates. So I literally got a ticket for expired plates. So here's the thing, man, that's so immoral too, is like, you have to pay for permission to drive your own property on roads that you already pay for. It's like, when is enough's enough, dude? Like, the Revolutionary War was fought over a 1% increase in tax, and now everyone just pays half their money to the government every year and totally fine with it, dude. It's like so out of control. Like, I've said this before, but I don't think you've heard me say it, at least, so I'll repeat it. But when the founders wanted to secede, like Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin and George Washington, what if they were like, hey guys, we're going to be our own country, the United States of America. And guess what? You're going to have to pay us money every year to drive your horse and carriage. Like, you have to pay for permission to do that. You have to pay to hunt, pay for permission to hunt. If you want to upgrade your house or anything, like, you're going to have to pay us for that. That property that you own, you're going to have to pay us money every single year in the form of property tax. Like, think about all the shit that people think is totally fine now. And even if they don't think it's fine, they're not man enough to do anything about it. At least I'm trying to like use my voice. You know what I mean? I'm trying to peacefully persuade people. I'm not trying to be violent revolution. Like most people just complain and they do nothing. But like, dude, no one would be okay with that. They'd all be like, "Nah, fuck that, dude. We're cool like the way we are, man." So the government is just so out of control, man, and it's so ridiculous that people just they think it's cool, man. Like patriotism, yeah, America, yeah, America. Like, dude, what do you mean, yeah, America? Dude, patriotism is for bitches, bro. Straight up beta ass bitches or brainwashed sheep. Because if you think that you're like free in this country, bro, and like if you support the military, oh yeah, military, they keep us free. How many freedoms do we have to lose as American citizens before you stop thanking the troops for protecting your freedom, bro? Brown people in third world countries are not taking your freedom. Your own government is. Wake the fuck up, man. Wake up. That's my brain. I kind of got off on a rant about it, but when I started in law enforcement, I foolishly had a warrant arrest contest with another cop for 1 month. That was dumb because we had to leave the city to go to the jail for stupid warrants. Dang. Well, I commend you for manning up to that and admitting that, dude. Right on, dude. Well, I appreciate you manning up to that and being like, hey, that was stupid that we were doing that. You know what I mean? And there are certain times though, like where people need to be off the streets, bro. Like if you're a danger and a threat to society, you shouldn't be in society. You should be isolated from society. And I've said that. But there's just too many times where, people are just getting locked in cages for dumb shit. I mean, if you got a warrant because, you robbed a bank or, even robbing a bank almost, not quite there, but robbing banks because I can't. The reason I say that is because I can't stand banks, because a lot of people that bank, if you bank and you're poor, you literally contribute to your own poverty because what's it called? Is it called fractional reserve banking or something? It's where they loan 10 times the amount of money that they actually have. So if you deposit $100, the bank can now loan out $1,000. Right? So they literally just create money out of thin air and they collect interest on money that they never had in the first place. So like it creates inflation. They screw everyone over. So that's why I say that. But literally like robbing a bank that's not a victimless crime, It seems like it should be though. But that's what I was saying. Yo, what's up, big dog? I see Nathan's in here. Around my 5th year as a cop, I realized what my role was supposed to be. Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. Had multiple sergeants accuse me of giving too many warnings. Wow, dude. You are definitely a unicorn, bro. You're like the Detective Matt Thorntons of the world. Cool, man. And, and I commend you for that because took you 5 years to realize it. So I commend you, number one, for admitting and not having your pride and ego in the way and admitting that you did some messed up stuff as a police officer. And number two, that you woke up, because we're all human beings, right? And I wasn't the one personally who was responsible for doing the messed up stuff that police officers do to the citizens. But I used to think they were the good guys, right? I was brainwashed too. I think most everyone probably grows up thinking that cops are the good guys, like that's the way they're portrayed, they're heroes, and that's what they think. And then I didn't really start waking up until I started getting my rights violated a bunch of times. And I didn't really like them very much because they were all assholes to me. I mean, there are some cool cops, but I was troubled youth, so I always got in trouble with the police. But they were just assholes all the time. They didn't know how to treat you like a normal human being. That was my personal experience. And then when I started watching these audit videos, that's when it really clicked. That's why this movement is growing so big, because when I started watching these audit videos, I started realizing, putting two and two together. When I started realizing, oh shit, you don't have to give your ID unless you commit a crime. I didn't know that. And then I started thinking about all these police interactions I had 10, 20 years ago. Oh shit, dude, that cop violated my rights, dude. And I didn't even know, right? That's why I say, if you don't know your rights, you don't have any rights. So again, yeah, it's cool, man. You woke up, dude, and I appreciate that. And yeah, you had sergeants accusing you of giving me too many warnings, man. Direct D, he's not yet, but he's going to be running for sheriff in whatever county he's in over there in Arizona. And we talked, man. We had a big old long conversation about his ideas, how he's going to change policing in the United States, and he wants to end predatory policing, dude. Like he's as a sheriff, you have the same amount of power as like the governor. You know what I mean? Like you can straight up say, we're not going to enforce this law. Oh, victimless crime, we're not going to enforce that. Like he's going to make it so that we are not going to pull people over and like write them tickets for speeding, for not stopping all the way at a stop sign, for your tags are expired, all that shit. Like that's bullshit. Like he doesn't want, the way you change policing in the United States is you make it so that the people aren't scared of you, right? Like when you're driving down the road and there's a cop behind you, you should feel protected and safe, right? But do you? Or do you feel scared and nervous? Are you like all of a sudden 10-2 and like, oh, wow, how fast am I going? Okay, hold on. Right? I'll make sure I'm a blinker, get over, right? Like you're nervous the whole time until like they finally turn off and like, oh, okay, cool. Now I can just be back to myself. Even if you're like a bootlicker guy, right? And you think, yeah, back the blue and shit. Like even you would still probably be kind of nervous, right? Like, oh shit, dude. And make sure how seatbelt, all that shit, right? It shouldn't be like that, dude. Like, yeah, you should wear a seatbelt and you shouldn't speed. But like, here's the thing. Even if you made speeding legal, like there was no speeding law. People think that, oh, people are just going to be driving, crazy fast, like it's a race car track on the public roads. And I don't think that's true. That's not true, man. What was it, Montana, I think, that they got rid of in 1995, all the speeding laws, and you could drive however fast you want. And yeah, people are going to drive fast no matter what. Like people still drive fast and stupid. And there is speeding laws. Long Island Audit tried to have an argument with me about speeding, right? That, oh, well, people are going to just drive all crazy and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, people already drive crazy, like right now. I think he tried to use that as his argument. People drive crazy already now. If you make it legal, everyone's going to drive crazy. I'm like, yeah, people drive crazy now. It's already illegal. But you're saying that everyone's going to drive crazy if there's no speed limit. Well, is that what you say about yourself? Are you going to drive crazy? Are you going to drive 80 and a 40? No? Okay, well, then you should give the rest of your fellow men some credit too, right? Like the only reason that I don't do heroin, it's not because it's illegal, bro. I'm like, oh man, I can't shoot up today, guys. It's still legal. You know what I'm saying? Like give your fellow men some credit, bro. So that's the same reason why I don't murder someone. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I just got in an argument with this guy. If murder was legal, I'd go murder his ass. Like, nah, dude, like I still wouldn't murder him, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like laws don't actually prevent crime. They don't. They just make crimes that should be illegal. You shouldn't do them. They create a punishment for them so that maybe somebody could be made whole the best they can. If somebody murders your family member, you can never be made whole from that. But at least you can have some justice knowing that they're going to be held accountable at least, right? They're going to spend the rest of their life in prison, right? That's all it does. It doesn't prevent the crime from happening. It's not all everyone's going to go murdering people now because it's legal, dude. Like that's stupid if you think that. Fortunately, the chief back then was a lawyer and supported officers exercising discretion and focusing on what the citizens actually told us they wanted from us. Wow, okay. So you were a police officer, you weren't a deputy? That's cool. Well, I retired partially due to conflicts I had with recent Colorado laws and the U.S. Constitution. 14th Amendment was one example. Okay. Yeah, because you said you're El Paso, right? So were you in El Paso County, bro? What department did you work for? Or was that somebody else who was talking to El Paso? Hold on, let me plug my... Oh, shit, hold up. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Like 14th Amendment, like due process clause and stuff like that. The 14th Amendment's like a big, has a lot in the 14th Amendment. Yes, laws do not help speeding. You want to know, guys? I've said this before, but in case you're new in here or something, you want to know how a lot of engineers determine speed limits? What they do is they have a road and they open it up to the public, and then they don't post a speed limit at all. And then they go and they measure everyone's speed that they're already going to go on their own. And they take the top 10% that are going the fastest and they take them out of the equation. And they take the bottom 10% who are going the slowest and they take them out of the equation. And the remaining 80%, they average their speed. And that's what they make the speed limit, dude. It's the speed that everyone just goes on their own anyways. So like when people like Long Island, I'm not like trying to trash Long Island, but you know, we did have this argument. I'm a subscriber of Long Island, so I know if you love Long Island, like I'm not, but I do disagree with him on things. So when he says stuff like, "Oh, if you don't have speed limits, everyone's just going to drive crazy," dude, that's how they create speed limits, is by not posting a speed limit and then seeing what everyone just drives. So that's a perfect example of how speed limits are literally created just to steal money from people, because they already know that people are just going to drive an average speed anyways, dude. And it's true that if everyone goes roughly the same speed, that's what makes the road safer. It's not really about like, oh, you know, there's this road has a 45-degree angle turn, so we got to make it slower here or whatever. Like that's not really the math that goes into engineering a speed law or speed limit. It's how fast does everyone go on their own? Because if everyone goes, like you can have the same road, you can have a demographic over on the East Coast that goes 55 on that road, and you can have a demographic on the West Coast, they go 45 on that road, right? If you make it 55 on the 45 area, like that would make the road more dangerous, you know? Like everyone should just goes the same speed. That's what makes it safer. Oh, absolutely. They create it. Cops do not prevent crime. They create crime because, oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Wrong comment. I will get to your comment though. Cops don't prevent crime. If anything, they create it. Well, they create crime by breaking the law themselves. And not only that, they create crime by creating a violent black market. Like when weed was illegal, it's not stopping people from smoking weed, dude. It's not. All it's doing is creating a violent black market, which creates more crime. Now you like front some guy some weed that, you know, you're slinging dope, you're slinging weed. You front some guy a QP and then he didn't pay. So now you got to go beat him up. It's more crime. You got to, you know, somebody breaks into your house to steal your weed. That's more crime, right? Like it creates more crime, dude. Anytime you make stuff illegal, it doesn't prevent people from doing it. So yes, cops create more crime. And then they create crimes. Government and cops alike create crime out of no crimes. Right? Oh, cracked windshield, that's a crime. Or it's not a crime, it's a traffic infraction, whatever. But you know, you get what I'm saying. Like, so stupid. There's, you know, like it's not illegal to drive in a rainstorm, right? With rain hitting your windshield and your windshield wipers going like this, obstructing your view. But if you got a cracked windshield, that's dangerous. And I got to pull you over and steal money from you. You see how stupid that is? So like, that's why they say the more numerous the laws, the more corrupt the state. I don't know if they say, there was a specific person that said that, but it's true. And like, we only really need like a handful of laws, dude. That's it. You don't need all these laws. The reason why there's so many laws and it's more corrupt the state is because people have jobs. Their job is to make laws. These legislators, like that's what they do. So you have to justify them having a job, right? So we got to, you know, keep creating more and more laws, right? It'll never end until like, if you ever think that we're going to be more free than we are now, we're not. If you look at the founding of this country, we were the most free then. Every single year that's passed since 1776, we're less free. And we're never going to get more free because there's always going to be more and more laws passed, right? Gary Johnson, the former governor of New Mexico, said, quote, "Every law that's passed take a little bite out of freedom." It's true, man. Every law that's passed takes a little bite out of freedom. So we'll never, ever, 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 ever be more free than you are today. Tomorrow, you're less free. The next day after that, you're less free. It's going to get so bad to the point to where we're just slaves. Either we're going to be slaves or we're going to have a revolution and Start all over. Just like look at history. That's how it works, right? Government's getting power. It starts out good, and then they get too powerful, and everyone hates it, and there's a revolution, and start over, and it's pretty free. It's like I say, government's like cancer, right? Because what Americans do, or what human beings do, is we don't learn from history. So what do? We cut out 97% of the cancer, and then we just leave 3% to grow back into full-blown cancer, right? Why would you do that? It's the same thing, dude. Just like less cancer is better than more cancer, in the same way, less government's better than more government. So we're going to have some, I don't know how long it's going to take, but finally somebody's going to get fed up, and we're going to have some kind of revolution. And then what are we going to do? We're going to replace our current government with a new government. Well, we're going to get it right this time, guys. Right? That's what the founders of this country thought. We're going to get it right this time, guys. It was good for a while, but that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to keep doing. That's what Adam Kokesh said. He said, one thing we can learn from history is that we never learn from history. And so we're just going to replace the government with more government. And then it's going to be fine for a while. And it's going to eventually turn into what we have now, which is complete out of controlness. And oh, that's cool. What's up, Kraydon? I don't know how to say your name, bro. Kraydon, I think, but I've seen you before in here. Good to see you, bro. That's cool. And it's a thing. Like, if you don't like pot, you don't have to smoke it. Like locking someone in a cage because they put something into their own body is so fucking immoral, dude. Like, oh, you're putting something in your own body that we don't like, so I'm gonna lock you in a cage now. I want to pass a law that requires you to be locked in a cage. There's still people locked in cages right now in Colorado for weed today because they were selling weed to pay their bills. Meanwhile, government is using tax dollars from weed to pay their bills. Meanwhile, they have people in prison for doing the same thing. Like, it's just like mind blown, dude. But yeah, like if they voluntarily put something in their own body, let them do that, right? But yeah, if I'm forcing you, like, if Kraydon doesn't like smoking weed, and I go lock him in a closet and start blowing bong hits in there and forcing him to do it, right? Like, yeah, that should be illegal, right? I'm forcing you to get high now. But who does that? No one does that, right? So, okay, deputy for 3 years and then city patrol for 20. Oh, dang, that long? Oh, yeah, because you said 97 to 2000. What did you say? I can't remember what you said. I didn't think it was that long, though. It was late 90s to what? To 2021. Yeah, you're right. So it was a while. Yes, focus on the speed we travel, but rather we would focus on everything else. Yeah. I don't know. I think that people would just travel. They're just going to drive the way they're going to drive, dude. A lot of times, I don't even know what the speed limit is. I'm just driving the flow of traffic. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I drive. I don't need a speed limit, dude. Like, I'm a big enough boy that I can determine what's safe and what's not. Like when I decided not to have Minnie on a leash in the park when we were there by ourselves. I'm a big boy, dude. I don't need government to tell me what's right and wrong. Like I'm a child, like I'm a kindergartner. I can just drive down a road and like know what's safe and not safe, dude. I think everyone can do that. But we're so brainwashed into thinking that without a law to tell you what the speed limit should be, then you can't do anything on your own. Like that's how beta and like sheep, I don't know what the word is, sheepized people have become. You can't make a decision on your own. You got to have government tell you what to do. Government has ideas so good. They're so fucking good that they have to be forced on you. Right? Like, I think if an idea is so good, people will just voluntarily do it. Right? Don't you think? If an idea is so fucking good, why does it have to be forced upon you through the barrel of a gun? Right? Like, do this or else. You know what I think, bro? I think instead of putting a limit, I think they need to just get rid of a whole bunch of laws. Like they need to delete, like the channel delete laws, which I'm not a fan of, by the way. But his channel name's catchy. Delete laws. They should delete laws. Just delete. Like for every law they pass, they should have to delete 2 laws, or at least 1 law. Like really, they should just delete. I don't know, like half the laws. Like it should force everyone to delete half their laws. Gone. Pick and choose, man. And now for every law that you pass, you have to replace that with delete on some other law. You know what I mean? Because you don't need that many laws. That's what I think they should do. Well, because King Chao Chao, now you're talking about a democracy, bro. So that's what democracy is. Democracy is 2 wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. It's the majority forcing their will on the minority. So I don't think that's a good idea either. I think that's a much worse idea. So in theory, what we have is a constitutional republic. In theory, it's good because now you're voting for representatives to make the laws, but they're supposed to make the laws within the bounds of the Constitution. But we all know that that doesn't happen, right? There's so many unconstitutional laws out there that clearly that's an issue. So if government was to function the way it's intended to function, I think a constitutional republic would be great. But it doesn't, though. That's the problem, man. So I don't know what's better. Like, I don't know. I just know that government doesn't work, man. It's never worked. So it's never been efficient. It's never been productive. It's never been anything good, man. It's always been bad, dude. Governments have genocide hundreds of millions of people in the last century, dude. Like, they're bad. Government's bad. So I don't know what's going to be the best replacement, but I think we should just try to replace it with nothing. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I'm willing to try something new. I'm a risk taker, dude. I am. And so I'm willing to try something new, dude. That's radical, because clearly this doesn't work for me. It's not working for me. Maybe it's working for some of you guys, but government is not working for me, dude. Oh, 200 laws in 2024. Yeah. Oh yeah, delete lips. Who created that one? Who created delete lips? Yeah, they got to lock you up for your own good, man. You're going to hurt someone with that plant that you got. Got to lock you up for your own good. Oh, right on, dude. I appreciate that, dude. That pot got your wife off 10 pharmaceuticals. That's another thing too. But you just don't like it yourself. Cool. Is, you know, according to the federal government, it's a Schedule 1 drug, dude. It has no medicinal properties at all, according to the federal government. Cocaine and heroin are less dangerous than marijuana, according to the federal government, dude. But clearly that's obviously not true. Why is it still classified as a Schedule 1? We all know that's a lie. We've known it for a long time now, like decades. We've known that not to be true. So, you know, like a part of the reason why pot's illegal too is because back in like when they made it illegal, I don't remember when it was like the turn of the century ish, right? Cannabis was the thing. Like people didn't even, marijuana is something that they made illegal. A lot of people knew what cannabis was. They didn't know what marijuana was. They had to say that marijuana was the illegal drug so they could ban marijuana, not knowing that it's actually banning cannabis. Because cannabis was like, they were making paper out of cannabis. Like you can make cannabis, can make paper, like you can make string, you can make all kinds of shit using cannabis, right? Like, you know, we chop down millions of trees every year and we're killing the forest and all that shit. How long does it take to regrow a tree? Like 30, 40 years to regrow a tree, right? To harvest it. It takes like a few months to regrow the hemp. So like, it's way better. We're not killing the environment by using hemp, by using cannabis. So they were printing paper on cannabis. They were doing all kinds of stuff, lotion, so much stuff you can use with cannabis. And so like it was going to cost them back then like millions and millions of dollars, which would probably be like billions today, to switch to cannabis rather than paper. So like the guy that had like that was a major newspaper back then, he also had his own like paper making, like it was like a monopoly thing. He had his own paper, and then he would print his own newspaper on his own paper. And so it was going to cost him like millions of dollars to switch over to cannabis. So he started printing lies about cannabis, that it makes black people rape white women and all that stuff. Remember, like a reefer madness nonsense and all that stuff. Remember that? It was a conspiracy, and they banned marijuana, right? Marijuana is not cannabis. It's like marijuana is actually like a type of tobacco or something, but they called it marijuana so they could convince people to ban this dangerous drug that makes black people rape white women. That's how it got banned. Yep. Yeah, less than half. It only takes, what they say, it takes was it like 30% or something like that? It's all it takes. Nineteen 1930s. Yeah. Started in Texas. Why pot is illegal? I mean, you want to know the cure for cancer? It's CBD. High doses of CBD. They have this one in Colorado. It's called Charlotte's Web. So Charlotte was a little girl who had really bad seizures, and they gave her this CBD for her specifically, and that's where Charlotte's Web came. And it was like, I think it was a drug, CBD, from a certain state. I think it was Virginia, but I'm not sure, who didn't have medical marijuana passed, and like their daughter was like dying, like seizures bad, like we're talking like 30-40 seizures a day, like really bad. She had a seizure in the middle of them petitioning their government about making medical marijuana legal, or at least making an exception for her, because they had to go to Colorado to get this CBD because it cured. She'd been on all these drugs, dangerous side effects, nothing worked. CBD, boom, cured it. And that they listened to her, they did it. But anyways, CBD, high doses of CBD kills cancer cells. You want to know what else kills cancer cells? And I'm not a doctor, I'm not saying this is medical advice or anything, I'm just from research I've done. But vitamin B17 kills cancer cells. You know that vitamin B17 is illegal in the United States? It's illegal, dude. You go to jail for having it. A vitamin. Why do you think that is? Is it because it shrinks cancer cells or kills them? I mean, it could be. Okay, cool. So it's my name is Easy Creighton. Yeah, so I had it right then. Creighton, right? Yeah, cool. Creighton. Yeah, damn the Mexicans, dude. Send them back to their own goddamn country. Just kidding. So with the whole thing with like the border stuff is like, if I had, so in my perfect world, because I believe that the only borders that really should exist are those of private property. So like when United States has this border, it's really just an arbitrary line that they draw. It says, this is our area over here. But like if I own my own property, I can't have someone from Mexico come to my property that I own, because they got to get past this other line that the government drew that says you can't come over past this line. So it's fundamentally immoral. But given the current state of government that we do have, I think that borders are important. Like you can't just let everyone come over here because we have to pay taxes. I think if you want to just get rid of taxes altogether completely and just make all the governments completely get rid of governments, there's no government, then it would be ideal. because governments are really what keep. Why do you think that the Mexican government? Why do you think all the Mexicans want to come over here? It's because their own government's fucking them over, dude. Their own government is creating the poverty that people want to get out of. If they didn't have a government at all, they wouldn't be that way. If they just let the free market handle everything, that's what I think. I think they'd be fine. I think the United States would be more prosperous too if we just had the free market. We didn't have a government, just let the free market take care of everything. I think everyone would have more money. Everyone would be more prosperous. I think Mexicans would, and then Mexicans wouldn't want to come over here. If everyone just got rid of government altogether, we'd be better off, man. And there would be no need for everyone to try to flood into the United States anymore. That's my opinion. Oh, less stress on the 8? Okay, hold on. Creighton. Is it Creighton? 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 Is it Creighton or Creighton? Is that what you mean? Because you said less stress on the 8, which would mean Creighton. Well, which one? Okay, hold on. Number 1 for Creighton and number 2 for Creighton. I got to get this. I think it's Creighton, right? Creighton. 1 for Creighton, 2 for Creighton. Creighton. Yeah, Creighton. Cool. So I did have it right. It's Creighton. All right, cool, man. Right on, Creighton. I won't forget. Thanks for making it so that I'm not saying your name wrong. Creighton's another one, dude. It's bad. It's addicting, dude. Have you guys ever taken it? It affects the brain in the same way that opiates do. So it gives you that kind of that same high as like heroin, not nearly like heroin. I've never done heroin, but I've done opiates before. I had pain pills, and so it affects you the same. It gives you like a high, but it gets you can get physically addicted to where like if you don't take it, you feel like trash. I've been there, dude. So I don't. Kratom's not good, dude. I don't like it. Yes. Mexicans need to take back their own country, dude. Yeah. I mean, we have life and liberty. We are freer, but we're not free. We're out. People want to come here because we're freer. And those people that say, oh, you complain about the United States? Because I do. I complain about the United States. If you don't like it, you can leave. That's what people say when they just really don't have any good argument to say for what I'm saying, right? So what they're saying is that tradition is a good excuse to stand in the way of progress. That's what they're saying. They're saying that we should not try to surpass our previous best. And this is the way it's been for years. And if you don't like it, then leave. That's stupid, man. That's very closed-minded that we should think that we should never be able to criticize the United States government just because it's better than other governments. That's silly, man. We can always be better. So, but it's true. We're not free. We're not. We're freer. Just like James Freeman says, we're free-range slavemen. Like a free-range chicken. It's kind of free, but it's not really free. Because to govern by definition is to control by force. So if you have a government, you're not free, period. Yeah, that's a good one. Tell the Mexicans, take your country back. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I know that he got assassinated. What was it, like a couple weeks, like within weeks after he made that speech about secret societies? I mean, he was like calling out like the Freemasons and Skull and Bones and all these secret societies and how they're a threat. Like he was trying to. The Freemasons, like their job is to infiltrate the government. Like I don't know if you guys really done any studying on what Freemasonry is. A lot of Freemasons themselves, they don't even know what Freemasonry is. They don't. They think it's just club of guys. You know, we help the community and do community service, and it's a men's fraternity club thing. We just kind of hang out and like cool, like-minded people. They literally think that. But once you get to like the higher levels, like past the 32nd, 33rd degree, because there's more degrees than 33. They just say that. But once you get to the 34th degree, then you realize there's a 34th degree. But you don't know that there's a 35th and a 36th. You only know the degree until they bring you up to that degree. Everyone thinks it's just 33, but it's not. And the reason I know this, I mean, I've done a lot of research on it. And there's actually this whistleblower guy, Bill Schneeben or something like that. I don't remember his name, but he has a YouTube channel. And he was a Freemason for years. He said he was like a 96th degree. He said, I don't know how many degrees it goes up, but I was 96. And I know there's more than higher than me. So, but he explained it all, dude. It's a sex cult. And that's why they wear the aprons around their genitals. And like, you can go read the books in the Masonic library and figure out what it's all about. But most people don't do that. That's, he said, how he figured it out. And then once he got past the 33rd degree, you learn more and more and more as you keep going. And he's like, it's a big giant fucking scam, dude. It's a big sex cult. And it's like anti-Christian. It's not good, man. You know, they help each other out. Like you can like literally do, if you're another Freemason, there's little signals you can do, like handshakes you can do to let someone else know that you're a Freemason. Like you can put your feet a certain way when you stand up, certain poses, so people know. So like if a judge is a Freemason and you're a defendant and you stand a certain way, the judge will know that, oh, he's a Freemason, and he will show you favor. He's required. If you're a Freemason, you're required to show that person favor. It goes above anything else. It goes above your oath to the Constitution, all that shit. Oh, he was calling out the FBI? I didn't know that. Your grandfather was a Mason? What degree did he get to? Do you know? Okay, guys. I'm going to have to shut this down. I can't stay on too late because I got to wake up tomorrow for my working out. Remember, I told you, Wicked, I'm getting fucking swole, bro. I'm serious, dude. I'm serious, man. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in, guys. Everyone have a great night. Peace.